I know we're not friends anymore, but we used to be. You know my sisters, my dad. You know me. You knew how much this would hurt me. I clench my fists to keep from crying. How could you do something like this? Lara Jean, I'm sorry this happened to you, but it honestly wasn't me. She gives me a pseudo-sympathetic shrug, and there it is again, the corner of her mouth turns up. It was you. I know it was. Once Peter finds out, she raises one eyebrow. He'll what? Kick my ass? I'm so angry my hands shake. No, because you're a girl. But he won't forgive you either. I'm glad you did it if it proves to him what kind of person you really are. He knows exactly what kind of person I am. And you know what? He still loves me more than he'll ever like you. You'll see. With that, she turns on her heel and walks away. This is when it dawns on me. She's jealous. Of me. She can't stand that Peter's with me and not her. Well, she just played herself, because once Peter finds out she's the one who did this to us, he'll never look at her the same way again. When school lets out, I race to the parking lot, where Peter is in his car waiting for me with the heat on. As soon as I open the passenger side door, I gasp out, it was Genevieve. I scramble inside. She's the one who sent the video to Anony bitch. She just admitted it to me. Soberly he asks me, she said she took the video? She said those exact words? Well, no. What were her exact words? I walked away feeling like she'd confessed, but now that I'm going over it in my head, she never out and out admitted it. She didn't admit it per se, but she practically did. Also, she did that thing with her mouth. I turn up the corner of my mouth. See? That's her tell. He raises an eyebrow. Come on, Covey. Peter. Okay. I'll talk to her. He starts the car. I'm pretty sure I know the answer to this question, but I have to ask. Have any teachers said anything to you about the video? Maybe Coach White? No. Why? Has anyone said anything to you? This is what Margot was talking about, this double standard. Boys will be boys, but girls are supposed to be careful of our bodies, of our futures, of all the ways people judge us. Abruptly I ask him, when are you going to talk to Genevieve? I'll go over there tonight. You're going over to her house? I repeat, well, yeah. I have to see her face to know whether she's lying or not. I'll check out this tell you're so excited about. Peter's starving, so we stop and get hamburgers and milkshakes on the way. When I finally get home, Margot and Kitty are waiting for me. Tell us everything, Margot says, handing me a cup of cocoa. I check to see if she's put mini marshmallows inside, and she has. Did Peter fix it? Kitty wants to know, yes. He got Anony bitch to take the video down. He told them how he has an uncle who's a top lawyer, when in actuality he owns a pizza parlor in New Jersey. Margot smiles at this. Then her face gets serious. Were people horrible at school? Blithely I say, nah, it wasn't bad at all. I feel a swell of pride for putting on a brave face in front of my sisters. But I'm pretty sure I know who did it. In unison they say, who? Genevieve, just like Chris said. I confronted her in the bathroom and she denied it, but then she did that thing she does with her mouth when she's lying. I demonstrate for them. Go, do you remember that thing? I think so. She says, but I can tell she doesn't. What did Peter say when you told him it was Genevieve? He believed you, right? Not exactly, I hedge, blowing on my hot cocoa. I mean, he says he's going to talk to her and get down to the bottom of it. Margot frowns. He should have your back no matter what. He does, go. I grab her hand and link my fingers through hers. This is what he did. He said, it's you and me, kid. It was really romantic. She giggles. You're hopeless. Don't ever change. I wish you Weren't leaving tomorrow, I sigh. I'm homesick for her already. Margot being here, making judgments and doling out sage advice, makes me feel secure. It gives me strength. Lara Jean, you've got this, she says, and I listen hard, look hard for any doubt or falseness in her, any hint that she's only saying it to bolster me. But there is none. Only confidence. It's Margot's last dinner before she leaves for Scotland tomorrow. Daddy makes Korean short ribs and potatoes au gratin from scratch. He even bakes a lemon cake. He says, it's been so gray and cold, I think we're all due a little sunshine by way of lemon cake. Then he puts an arm around my waist and pats my side, and though he isn't asking, I know he knows there's something up with me that's a lot bigger than my period. We've barely had a chance to put our forks to our lips before Daddy's asking, does this galbi Jim taste like Grandma's? Basically, I say. Daddy's mouth turns down and I quickly add, I mean, it might even be better. I tenderized the meat the way she said, Daddy says. But it's not falling right off the bone the way hers does, you know? You shouldn't even need a knife to eat galbi Jim if it's prepared correctly. Margot was sawing away at a piece of meat with her steak knife, and she stops short. The first time I ever had it was with your mom. She took me to a Korean restaurant on our first date and ordered everything for us in Korean and told me about each dish. I was so in awe of her that night. My one regret is that you girls didn't keep up with Korean school. The corners of his mouth turned down for just a moment, and then he's smiling again. Eat up, girls. Daddy, UVA has a Korean language program, I say. If I get in, I'm definitely going to take Korean. Your mom would have loved that, he says, and he gets that sad look in his eyes again. Swiftly Margot says, the galbi Jim is delicious, Daddy. They don't have good Korean food in Scotland. Pack some seaweed to take back with you, Daddy suggests. And some of that ginseng tea Grandma brought us back from Korea. You should take the rice cooker too. Kitty frowns. Then how will we have rice? We can buy a new one. Dreamily he says, what I'd really love to do is take a family vacation there. How great would that be? Your mom always wanted to take you girls on a trip to Korea. You still have a lot of family there. Could Grandma come with us? Kitty asks. She keeps sneaking bites of meat to Jamie, who sits on his hind legs, looking at us with hopeful eyes. Daddy nearly chokes on a bite of potatoes. That's a great idea, he manages. She'd be a good tour guide. Margot and I exchange a little smile. Grandma would drive Daddy crazy after a week. What I'm excited about is the shopping. Oh my gosh, just think of all the stationery, I say. And clothes. And hairpins. BB cream. I should make a list. Daddy, you could take a Korean cooking class, Margot suggests, yeah. Let's think about it for the summer, Daddy says. He's already getting excited, I can tell. Depending on everyone's schedules, of course. Margot, you're going to be here all summer, right? That's what she was saying last week. She looks down at her plate. I'm not sure. Nothing's been decided yet. Daddy looks puzzled, and Kitty and I exchange a look. For sure this has to do with Josh, and I don't blame her. There's a chance I could get an internship at the Royal Anthropological Institute in London. But I thought you said you wanted to go back to work at Montpellier, Daddy says, his forehead creased in confusion. I'm still figuring things out. Like I said, I haven't decided anything yet. Kitty interjects. If you do the royal internship, would you get to meet any royal people? I roll my eyes, and Margot throws her a grateful look and says, I doubt it, kitten, but you never know. What about you, Lara Jean? Kitty asks, innocent and round-eyed. Aren't you supposed to be doing stuff this summer to look good for colleges? I shoot her a dirty look. I've got plenty of time to figure things out. Under the table I pinch her hard, and she yelps, you were supposed to be looking for an internship for this spring, Margot reminds me. I'm telling you, Lara Jean, if you don't act fast, all the good internships will be gone. Also, have you emailed Noni yet about SAT tutoring? See if she's doing summer school or if she's going home for the summer. All right. I will. I might be able to get you a job at the hospital gift shop Daddy offers. We could ride to work together, have lunch together. It would be fun hanging out all day with your old man. Daddy, don't you have any friends at work? Kitty asks. Do you sit by yourself at lunch? Well, no, not every day. Sometimes I suppose I do eat alone at my desk, but that's because I don't have much time to eat. If Lara Jean worked at the gift shop, I'd make time, though. He taps his chopsticks on his plate absent-mindedly. There might also be a job for her at the McDonald's, but I'd have to see. Kitty pipes up, hey, if you got a job at McDonald's, I bet they'd let you eat fries as much as you want. I frown. I can see a preview into my summer, and I'm not liking what I'm seeing. I don't want to work at McDonald's. And no offense, his daddy, but I don't want to work at the gift shop either. I think fast. I've been thinking about doing something more official at Bellevue. Maybe I could be the activities director's intern. Or assistant. Margot, which sounds more impressive? Assistant activities director, Margot says, that does sound more professional, I agree. I've got a lot of ideas. Maybe I'll stop by this week and pitch them to Jeanette. Like what? Daddy asks me, a scrapbooking class, I improvise. They have so many pictures and tokens and things that they've collected, I think it'd be good to bind it all up in a book so nothing gets lost. Suddenly I'm on a roll. And then maybe we could have a little exhibit, with all of the scrapbooks on display, and people can flip through them and see their life stories. I could make cheese puffs, there could be white wine. That's an amazing idea, Margot says with an approving nod. Really great, Daddy enthuses. Obviously no white wine for you, but the cheese puffs, definitely. Oh, Daddy, we all chorus, because he loves it when we do that, when he gets to be the cheesy dad, pun intended, and we all groan like we're exasperated and say, oh, Daddy. When we're doing the dishes, Margot tells me I should follow up with the Bellevue idea for sure. They need someone like you to take charge of things. She says, sudsing up the Dutch oven. Fresh energy, new ideas. People can get burned out working at a retirement home. Jeanette will be relieved to have an extra set of hands. I mostly said all that stuff about Bellevue to get everybody off my back, but now I'm thinking I really should talk to Jeanette. When I go back upstairs, I have a missed call from Peter. I call him back, and I can hear the TV on in the background. Did you talk to her? I hope he believes me now. I talked to her. My heart thuds. And? Did she admit it? No. I let out a breath. Okay. That was to be expected, I guess. Jen isn't the type to lie down in the street and die. She's a fighter. Well, she can say whatever she wants, but I know it was her. You can't get all that from a look, Covey. It's not just a look. I know her. She used to be my best friend. I know how she thinks. I know her better than you, and I'm telling you, I don't think it was her. Trust me. He does know her better, of course he does. But girl to girl, ex-best friend to ex-best friend, I know it was her. I don't care how many years it's been. There are things a girl knows in her gut, her bones. I trust you. I don't trust her. This is all her plan, Peter. There's a long silence, and I hear my last words ringing in my ears, and they sound crazy, even to me. His voice is heavy with patience as he says, she's stressed out with family stuff right now, she doesn't even have time to plot against you, Covey. Family stuff? Could that be? I feel a pang of guilt as I remember how Chris mentioned that their grandma broke her hip and the families were discussing whether or not to put her into a home. Genevieve was always close to her grandma. She said she was the favorite out of all the grandchildren because she looked just like her, i.e., gorgeous, or maybe it's her parents. Genevieve used to worry about them getting divorced, or maybe it's all a lie. It's on the very tip of my tongue to say, and then he says, wearily, my mom's calling me downstairs. Can we talk about this more tomorrow? Sure, I say, I guess it could be anything. Peter's right. Maybe I knew her well once, but not anymore. Peter is the one who knows her best now. And besides, isn't this the way one loses boyfriends, by acting paranoid and jealous and insecure? I'm fairly certain this is not a good look on me. After we hang up, I resolve to put the video behind me once and for all. What's done is done. I have a boyfriend, a possible new job, unpaid, I'm sure, but still, and my studies to think about. I can't let this bring me down. Besides, you can't even see my face in the video. The next morning before school, we're packing up the car so Daddy can take Margot to the airport, and I keep looking up at Josh's bedroom window, wondering if he'll come down and say goodbye. It's the least he can do. But his lights are off, so he must still be asleep. Ms. Rothschild comes out with her dog while Margot's saying her goodbyes to Jamie Foxpickle. As soon as he sees her, he leaps out of Margot's arms and makes a run for it across the street. Daddy chases after him. Jamie is barking and jumping all over Ms. Rothschild's poor old dog Simone, who ignores him. Jamie is so excited he pees on Ms. Rothschild's green hunter boots, and Daddy's apologizing, but she's laughing. It'll wash right off, I hear her say. She looks pretty, her brown hair is in a high ponytail, and she's in yoga pants and a puffy bomber jacket that I think Genevieve has. Hurry, Daddy. Margot calls out. I need to be at the airport 3 hours early. 3's a bit much, I say. 2 hours is plenty. We watch as Daddy tries to scoop up Jamie and Jamie tries to wriggle away. Ms. Rothschild snatches him up with one arm and plants a kiss on his head. With international flights, you're supposed to be at the airport 3 hours early. I have bags to check. Lara Jean. Kitty doesn't say anything, she's just gazing across the street at all the dog drama. When Daddy returns with a squirming Jamie in his arms, he says, we'd better get out of here before Jamie causes any more trouble. We three hug each other fiercely, and Margot whispers to me to be strong, and I nod, and then she and Daddy are gone for the airport. It's still early, earlier than we would have woken up on a school morning, so I make Kitty and me banana pancakes. She's still lost in thought. Twice I have to ask her if she wants one pancake or two. I make a few extra and wrap them in aluminum foil to share with Peter on the way to school. I do the dishes, I even send Jeanette over at Bellevue a feeler email. And she writes back right away. Margot's replacement quit a month ago, so it's perfect timing, she says. Come in on Saturday and we'll talk about your responsibilities. I feel like finally, I've gotten it together, I've hit my stride. I can do this, so when I walk into school that cold January morning, holding Peter's hand, full on banana pancakes, with a new job and wearing Margot's fair all sweater she left behind, I am feeling good. Great, even, Peter wants to stop in the computer lab to print out his English paper, so that's our first stop. He logs in, and I gasp out loud when I see the wallpaper. Someone has taken a still of the hot tub video, of me in Peter's lap in my red flannel nightgown, skirt hitched up around my thighs, and across the top it reads hot hot tub sex. And on the bottom, you're doing it wrong, what the hell? Peter mutters, looking around the computer lab. Nobody looks up. He goes to the next computer, same picture, different caption. SHE doesn't know about shrinkage on top. He's happy with what he can get across the bottom, or a meme. Over the next couple of days, the picture shows up all over the place. On other people's Instagrams, on their Facebook walls, there's one with a dancing shark photoshopped in. Another one where our heads have been replaced by cat heads, and then one that just says Amish bikini. Peter's lacrosse friends think it's hilarious, but they swear they don't have anything to do with it. At the lunch table, Gabe protests, I don't even know how to use Photoshop. Peter stuffs half his sandwich into his mouth. Fine, then who's doing it? Jeff Bardugo? Carter? Dude, I don't know, Daryl says. It's a meme. A lot of people could be throwing their hat in the ring. You have to admit, the cat head one was pretty funny, Gabe says. Then he turns to me and says, my bad, Large. I stay quiet. The cat heads were kind of funny. But overall it is not. Peter tried to laugh the first one off. But now we are a few days in and I can tell it's bothering him. He isn't used to being the butt of the joke. I suppose I'm not either, but only because I'm not used to people paying this much attention to anything I'm doing. But ever since I've been with Peter, people are, and I wish they weren't. That afternoon, we have a junior class assembly in the auditorium. Our class president, Reena Patel, is on stage giving a PowerPoint presentation on the State of the Union, how much money we've fundraised for prom, the proposal for senior class trip. I'm sitting low in my seat, relieved for the respite, where people aren't looking at me, whispering and making judgments. She clicks on the last slide, and that's when it happens. Me So Horny blasts out of the speakers and my video, mine and Peter's, flashes on the projector screen. Someone has taken the video from Anony Bitch's Instagram and put their own soundtrack to it. They've edited it too, so I bop up and down on Peter's lap at triple speed to the beat. Oh no 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 no. Please, no, everything happens at once. People are shrieking and laughing and pointing and going oh. Mr. Vasquez is jumping up to unplug the projector, and then Peter's running on stage, grabbing the microphone out of a stunned Reena's hand. Whoever did that is a piece of garbage. And not that it's anybody's fucking business, but Lara Jean and I did not have sex in the hot tub. My ears are ringing, and people are twisting around in their seats to look at me and then shifting back around to look at Peter. All we did was kiss, so fuck off. Mr. Vasquez, the junior class advisor, is trying to grab the mic back from Peter, but Peter manages to maintain control of it. He holds the mic up high and yells out, I'm gonna find whoever did this and kick their ass. In the scuffle, he drops the mic. People are cheering and laughing. Peter's being frog marched off the stage, and he frantically looks out into the audience. He's looking for me. The assembly breaks up then, and everyone starts filing out the doors, but I stay low in my seat. Chris comes and finds me, face alight. She grabs me by the shoulders. That was crazy. He freaking dropped the F-bomb twice. I am still in a state of shock, maybe. A video of me and Peter hot and heavy was just on the projector screen, and everyone saw. Mr. Vasquez, 70-year-old Mr. Glebe, who doesn't even know what Instagram is. The only passionate kiss of my life, and everybody saw. Chris shakes my shoulders. Lara Jean. Are you okay?